Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey,
Lock in, twin. All right, next thing. Next thing is why Black Twitter hates Queen Naija. Someone was like, "Can Queen Naija just go?" And she was like, "No." And then they responded with like this clip. I remember hearing about it that she said something about dark skinned women and like she had colorist things and it was a whole thing. Also, she deleted the no anyways. But this is what they quote tweeted to respond to her. Cause she did like a whole like press thing that was like, yo, I'm so sorry. I love Black women. I'll look it up after this. But this is apparently the thing that like why people like hate Queen Naija and they like blame Queen Naija, all that. And Queen Naija was like, yo, I'm being bullied off the internet. Like it used to be funny, but now it's annoying. And it was a whole thing.
Like always little black nappy headed, I'm sorry y'all, but it seemed like always little nappy headed girls who bully me. Like they'd be jealous or something. Like what? Yes, they was when I was little. I didn't do nothing to know. It seemed like always ugly people bullied me. I'm sorry.
So such things ugly people?
Well, it don't have nothing to do with, look, y'all, before y'all start going in, it don't have nothing to do with color, but them are always the people that bully me. It was always some little black little girls bullying me with some old little terrible hairstyles. But anyway.
Yo, she really like this. You gotta think, this is not streaming. This is the YouTube era where you can edit and you know what I'm saying? You do Q&As, vlogs, all that stuff. And she really did that, bro. Oh no, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. And I know folks that work with Queen. So salute to them folks, everything like that. Shout out Queen Naija. Shout out Clarence. But that's crazy. Did she apologize? Let me see. Apology. I'd accept apology on the spot. For the last time, I'm not a colorist. It's a 13-minute video of her explaining that she's not a colorist. What year is this? 7 years ago, 2018.
What's up, Royalty Squad? It's your girl Queen Naija once again back with another video. As y'all can see, I'm back with a whole another look. I got on a full lace wig today, fire different because I'm always rocking the same, like it's thick color to transform to like, but I just feel like this is something I need to address again because so many people.
The background music, YouTube rules were definitely different back then. Let me see.
So would you got a beat on the whole past Summerella?
She's pretty. Summerella cute brown.
I think me and y'all
she's funny too. I already addressed this in a video last year, but I truly felt like that I didn't say anything wrong. People took and twisted my words, and they basically I was just trying to describe.
I also tried to find the video proof for that as well, but it must have been deleted.
The girls that bullied me when I was little because, you know, for some reason, like it was only that type. That might have offended a lot of people. So if it did offend anybody, you know, all I could really do is say I'm like truly sorry for that and I apologize. That's something I probably shouldn't have said. You know, a lot of people had their ways of talking when they off camera, when they just talking to their friends and this and that. And maybe I shouldn't have said it that way, like, you know, on camera. But I know like a lot of people, black people, talk about other black people and you know they feel like, oh, maybe it's okay to talk about the black people because you black, but when it comes to me, you know, I can't mention anything about the texture of hair or skin color.
Yo, that's crazy. That happened. That's like, that didn't make it any better, bro. That didn't make it any better. Is she serious? She like, oh my goodness. Oh, I hope she did the knowledge or something. That's terrible. That's terrible, bro. Like that. What? It's like, I don't know, because you have to understand and then to not take accountability and then to say, I apologize if it offended you, but I don't apologize. It's insane. Like you doubling down on it. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like you have to understand as a black person the history behind it. Like, see, I'll be wanting to like cite my friends, but sometimes my friends be watching my stuff and then they be like, dang, I don't like how you indirectly called me out. But okay, I won't even say like I'll say in general, right? Because a lot of people say this. It was a skit with Drewski, where Drewski was like, black girls love saying they're not black, like they Brazilian or something like that. In the latest skit, it's like a lot of black girls say like, oh, I have this, I have that, I'm this, I'm that, everything except for just being black, because at the end of the day, yes, we are all mixed and have different traces of stuff. But at the end of the day, like if you black American, you black American. Like if your parents are black and they were born and raised in America, and their parents are black, born and raised in America, like you were born and raised in America, you black American. So it's like I think it's the same thing, right? Where it's like this thing of people deflecting to deny their blackness and things of that sort. I say all of this to say you should know the historical context of black people if you are a black person. And so the historical context of being a black person in Black America is understanding, okay, there is this whole thing between dark-skinned people and light-skinned people. And there's been a bias against dark-skinned people by society. The darker you are, the harsher society treats you. Now, as a light-skinned person, you're still black and you still get treated terribly by society because you are black at the end of the day. However, since you are, I guess, a little more white passing or closer to white, you are treated a little more kind of like privilege. Light skin privilege is real, just like how tall privilege is real, right? Male privilege is real. Like so I benefit from a bunch of privileges, right? Like I benefit from the way I present myself, the way I speak. Me being a man, me being, some people will say kind of on the taller side, all of those things, right? Other people, they benefit from this, they benefit from that. Like light skin privilege is real, pretty privilege is real, all that stuff is real. And you have to acknowledge it. Yes, do you still deal with some things that are difficult and people still kind of go against you in certain ways? 100%. Do your privileges still exist? Yes. Two things can be true at once. So, and this goes all the way back to obviously the most obvious example, slavery, right? With the field people and the in the house folks. Easy, simple as that. And it was early on. Then they tried to put the mental divide with black people. So with that, which Queen Naija should have known by then. If she didn't know back then, if she didn't know in 2018, I hope she knows 7 years later of the reason why people have been on her relentlessly for the last 7 years on the internet. You have to understand, like, people just treat darker skinned people harsher. So when you say that about darker skinned people, you get called out for it, and then you just double down on it and say, hey man, it's just the truth. Like darker skinned people with kinky hair, like that's just what they do. The whole idea of good hair, all of like you should know this stuff as a black person. And even for Chris, as terrible as Chris was to you, right? For Chris to look at you kind of weird and check you on that says a lot. For Chris to be looking at you weird and like, hold on, what you say now? What's going on? It says a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me see what Nate said. Queen Naija is interesting. I'll leave it at that. I think she's benefited in a certain way. Yeah, 100%. But it's always been this meme of like blame Queen Naija, and she said it's not funny anymore, guys. She even has left like Twitter for elongated periods of time and stuff like that. And so she dropped a new snippet of a song and she said, y'all ready for it? And then someone was like, I wish she would leave us alone. And she said no. And then they responded with this, like, because I never knew why people were so mad at her. Like I heard that she said something colorist and then she put out a bunch of apologies for it. I remember that in real time when it happened 7 years ago. I never looked at exactly what she said and the apology. It was just one of those things of like, when people have the little notes app screenshot and it's just paragraphs and you're like, oh, sorry for what happened, or congratulations. Let me see. Great example in the music industry. 2 women were signing in front of Rick Ross. One is dark skin and other light skin. Who did he go with? 2 two women. Oh, two women were singing. Okay, two women were singing in front of Rick Ross. Who did he sign? Go with? I guess just off top, probably light skinned woman. Probably light skinned woman. But yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. Like everybody knows it, and it's like yes, life can still be difficult for light skinned people, like because you're still black at the end of the day. You still have the black struggle and everything. You're not any less black as a light skinned person. It's just acknowledging that you do have privilege. Like I said, I have privilege as a man, as a person who is people consider taller, and as a person who speaks like this and presents himself like this. I have privilege with all of those things. I present myself as a quote unquote less threatening black person. Like all of those things I benefit from. I can acknowledge that. It is still difficult for me as a black person. I do think she hasn't really gotten over her breakup with Chris. She wanted to admit that publicly, honestly. I don't follow Queen like that closely to know. You know what I'm saying? Like on the day-to-day, like I don't subscribe to the channel or anything like that. But you know, I'm obviously aware of Queen Naija because she was so big, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's still a big artist and stuff like that. Like Medicine it kind of like solidified her as an artist. Excuse me. And Hold Up. That's like probably my favorite DDG song musically. My favorite DDG song, period, is probably Count It. But musically, it had like strings and everything. Let's Hold Up from her. So, I mean, she's talented woman. And obviously she was entertaining and stuff like that on YouTube to even get to that level. However, it's like, this is just cringe, bro. And it's like, how can you be this like ignorant? And there was so many YouTubers in that time that were entertaining, but like you could tell, like, because they're always like, yeah, I dropped out of school and you know to pursue YouTube and it worked out and I became rich and stuff like that. But you could tell like they dropped out of school, bro. Because they would just be saying like some dumb stuff, like stuff that like you would consider basic. And then you like, oh, they didn't learn this because they dropped out of school to pursue YouTube. So, you know, it all comes together at the end of it. Yeah. So there's that though with that situation. It was just something that I know it happened 7 years ago, but like I was just like, oh, that's what happened. So for people who are looking up, why does Black Twitter always hate on Queen Naija? You can look at this video. Next. We're gonna talk a little bit about Mafiathon. It's gonna be about 5 minutes.
Rashad, why
anyway.
you hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.